sometimes. We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, bringing you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
My name is Scott.
And I'm a very confused JB4 right now.
Why are you confused, buddy?
Just that weird kind of like staccato, like you were getting your taint electrocuted.
Jesus.
Wow, I wasn't going there, but
Yeah, I didn't want him to go there, so there
I
it
didn't
is.
think you'd go there, so.
So, all right, well, look, let's talk about Avengers Infinity War. We're back fresh from, jazz festivals and weddings and all that good shit. So
the indie hit of the summer.
Indie hit. All right, this is going to be a spoilerific episode.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, do not listen any further.
I mean, in other words, if you haven't seen the movie and haven't been on the internet in the past week, don't listen any further.
Don't listen any further.
No.
All right, well, who wants to start with the spoilage of Infinity War in their opinion?
Well, I quite loved it. We've had, it's been what, a week now since it came out?
The 20, yeah.
It's like a week and a half.
2 Jazz Fest weeks. So yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's been a couple weeks at this point.
It's been 2 weeks. Okay, so, going in and seeing it the first time, it's almost more movie than you can process. It just so much happens, so much goes on. It's almost mandatory that you see it a second time if you enjoyed it at all. But after seeing it a second time, there were a couple of things that I was like, meh.
You saw it again?
Oh yeah, I saw it again.
All
right. I saw it like twice in 2 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were really dedicated.
Well, accidentally. I got back Sunday earlier than I thought I would, and I really wanted to see it because I knew that Monday was the end of the embargo of the weekend that it was released. So I wanted to make sure I didn't get any spoilers. So I worked an IMAX screening in. Then I saw it again because I promised a buddy of mine and his son that I'd see it with them. So yeah, it was awesome. We'll get to the ticky tack, but overall, I mean, I'd give it 4.5 stars out of 5. It rocked.
Yeah, I always like to play devil's advocate on these things, and I sit back and I really kind of think to everything I saw. I would give this movie a 4 out of 5 as well, just for the simple fact that what the fuck they pulled off. And I mean,
Right.
I see a lot of people bitching about this movie, and I mean, really honestly, I understand they're bitching, but what the fuck else are you going to do? Now, you wanted all these characters to come together in one big story, and I mean, you can't make a 4-hour movie. Only Zack Snyder can do that, and
And not well.
and not well. Well, except Watchmen. The Watchmen Ultimate Cut. Oh, fuck off! That movie's awesome, dude.
It's good.
That Ultimate Cut's the shit. But I mean, but really, honestly, though, I mean, a 4-hour movie and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, the die-hard nerds, I guess they want an 8-hour movie, but you got to do something that's kind of like digestible. And I mean, dude, for what they did, I mean, it's the same old thing. You can't deny. The only things that I'm getting nitpicky about, one thing I absolutely did not like about the movie, I didn't like the relationship, this newfound father-daughter, relationship between Thanos and Gamora. That came out of left field. I didn't buy it. It wasn't believable to me at all. I think that she hit the nail on the head when she's giving the speech to him. You've finally been defeated. You're a person who only cares about yourself, and this is basically your undoing. And then he's, oh, well, I actually love you. Oh, fuck off. I thought that was bullshit. I didn't like that. The other thing I didn't like also is some points of the CGI. I thought some of the CGI was magnificent. I thought a lot of it, man, was some bad looking shit. And I don't mean like Michael Jackson bad. I mean like bad isn't terrible.
The Grand Moff talking bad.
Worse than that. Oh, I think even worse than that. I think that the Ruffalo in the Hulkbuster suit
Yeah,
was
at the end.
astonishingly bad. That looked horrible. I mean, really bad. Like, it looked like he was poking like too far out of it or something, and it just looked horrible. It didn't look good. I thought that
the last shot of the remaining Avengers.
Yeah, where the armor's kind of like ripped off and the top of him is exposed. The cover is gone.
It looked photoshopped in.
It looked really bad. Another thing that I thought looked really bad also, and Zartone brought this up, and he's spot on, man. Groot did not look good at all. This is probably the worst looking version of Groot out of the 3 versions we've seen. You know, we get the adult in part 1, we get the baby in 2, and this is kind of like the pre-teenaged Groot. Which, I mean, the character's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the movie was entertaining. The usage of the character was entertaining. It didn't look good, though. I don't think it looked good at all.
I didn't put that much scrutiny into looking at him, so I'm sure I'll see it a 3rd and 4th time. But
yeah, I'm going to take my mom to see it. She wants to see it real bad.
I thought you guys...
I went and saw it solo, and I'm going to take her to go see that and Solo also.
Of course.
So, yeah, that's her two big ones she wants to see. She wants to see Han Solo and Avengers because she's my mom and she's fucking awesome.
Yes, she is.
So, I'm really curious to see what her take on the Avengers is going to be, because this is a lot of information to process. I mean, if you're a person who's, really into this shit, you know, and really follow it along, you know, I mean, it's an achievement. I mean, it's
undoubtedly
it is just from a story perspective, and not Disney, what this guy Kevin Feige has done with the whole outlook and delivery of this franchise. He's pretty much programmed his fan base to expect certain things. And with those expectations comes a reward system. And it's everything in this movie, man. I mean, I think there's a lot of great shit in there. I mean, it's an achievement. That's all I can say. So
4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah. And that's the only star I take away from it. The only star I really take away from it is some kind of bullshit, janky kind of fucking storytelling in some spots. And some even more janky looking CGI. But other than that, man, I mean, that's nitpick. It's not like I hated it. I mean, I thought a lot of the jokey joking sucked, but I let the jokey joking slide on this one because I'm sitting there saying, how the fuck do you pull this together? This is 19 movies, and you pull something like this together. It's unbelievable. So
it's
the
equivalent of say Queen's greatest hits, or the Beatles' greatest hits. That's how I viewed this film. I also liked it. I'll go with I'll say even 4.5, like John, 4.5 out of 5. Because to me it felt like a greatest hits movie. Like when we got to the Guardians part, it was the Guardians, the best of the Guardians part. You know, Thor was the best of Thor. Everybody sort of, had their moment to lead into this. I didn't see the CGI problems, and now I want to go back and take a look at it and see. I didn't really, because I guess I was so impressed on how Thanos looked that I was like, wow, this is
true achievement.
I'll give it that. The Thanos character, they didn't, you can tell they spent all the money on him.
Yeah.
And they had to, because Thanos is the main character of the movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they spent all the money there, and they spent it wisely. And another thing, too, is, man, those backgrounds, like the planets that they visit, like where Thanos gives you the kind of like the flashback of his world.
Yeah.
And how things were at one time, and just those majestic-looking backgrounds. I say it all the time, when it comes to stuff like that type of aesthetic, especially with Marvel, and now with them jumping into the whole cosmic stuff, everything is different, yet thematically it looks the same.
Right.
And that's what's so cool about a lot of that shit. I mean, it looked really, really fucking good. I didn't feel like anything was throwaway. I didn't feel like they put anything in there just to put it in. They use the pieces and they use them good. You could even maybe make the argument, oh man, the collector character was just thrown in there. Fuck you. It was nicely placed.
It was.
Okay, so that's why it only gets half a star taken off. The whole Thor getting his hatchet, I think that could have been axe, whatever he gets. I think that could have been that could have easily been without having Peter Dinklage in the movie at all. Like, he could have not been in the movie, and they could have just went and had to forge it themselves or find it and then get back to where they needed to go. I felt like it took a little bit longer than...
I agree with you. That scene was a little drawn out, but I'm not giving Marvel any shit on that type of stuff, and this is the reason why. They are building the shit out of their cosmic cinematic universe. And it is all there for a purpose. It's building up these different things. They're giving you all these different map points so they can kind of start creating the actual geography of what space is.
And that goes back to if that were a half a star, this is the other half a star that I would have taken off. And that is when they go to find this. What was it?
You mean a quarter star?
Whatever.
Yes.
Okay. I was confused. I'm just asked for clarification.
I don't do math well.
Okay, me neither.
There's where Gamora and Thanos go to that planet for the last stone. I disagree with you, Chris, on this. That came out of left field. I didn't see it coming either, but I don't hate on that. But anyway, I didn't know where they were going. I felt like that just dropped.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either because it made no sense.
Well, not that I didn't see that storyline going. I just don't know the planet. I don't know why it's there. You know, Red Skull showing up was good, and it was.
I thought that was great.
It made sense to me, but
the theater gasped when he showed up.
Well, and that just goes to show you, it's all these little things that they've done now over 18 movies to give you this kind of plug and play kind of thing. And what's great is that nothing was thrown away. I mean, dude, the Red Skull in the first Captain America movie, which, man, you're talking back, what? That movie was made in like 2011? I think, like 2011? Yeah, that would be it. So, I mean, dude, you're talking, what seems like forever ago. But, I mean, 7 years ago, the Red Skull held the Tesseract and just kind of like vaporized into ether. And nobody knows what happened to him. And where they placed him, it made perfect sense. If you think about it, man, it was kind of like he's the boatman on the River Styx.
Right.
And that's what makes it so fucking
that was
cool.
The vibe I got.
And I thought that was awesome. I thought that kind of stuff was great. I think, and it's my fault. Like I said, it's very nitpicky. You have built 18 movies of storyline, culminating with everything in this 19th one. And, I'm giving you shit because, maybe you didn't give me a couple of hints about Thanos actually having a relationship with Gamora. That's the only thing that didn't sit with me well. Other than that, great movie.
Well, to follow your point, Scott, the one thing about the Soul Stone, I'm giving the producers the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming that dialogue that occurred between Gamora and her sister happened in Guardians 2 before or after the fight. Like,
yeah, I don't remember
I was
that.
just like, Gamora had the Soul Stone? I don't remember that, but that may have been dialogue that went over my head. But she put the Soul Stone on that planet, and then they build this mystical infrastructure around it, I guess. So I guess maybe the Red Skull spirit kind of follows the Soul Stone. All right. I just sort of kind of sold myself on it. But, it was a little... In the grand scheme of things, it was sort of like... It felt sort of kind of wedged in. But I, unlike Chris, bought the whole irony of Thanos loving, in his own way, Gamora.
I just... When I saw that part, I wanted to hit pause and go, wait a second. What did I miss? And look on the internet to see where this happened so I could catch myself up to that very moment and then go, play.
Yeah.
That was my only problem. I just kind of felt, not that I felt confused, but I kind of felt like I was left out of that loop. Like, oh, wait, I should know this. Why don't, I'm a terrible fan. But I loved it. I want to see it again.
But I also thought the Soul Stone was going to be revealed to be what powered Wakanda, since in Black Panther he had, he had Congress with his dad and the spirit world or whatever. I thought that was made possible by the Soul Stone. So
Right.
So it was sort of a misdirect. So I was just wait, Gamora had it? We've been theorizing this the whole time in the internet.
All right.
Black Panther, a lot of people were saying that's where the Soul Stone was. So for her to go, yeah, I have it, but I moved it in a dialogue with her sister, it's like, oh, that should have happened in GOTG2.
Maybe even the first one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean, that's the thing, though, man. You have to back up. You got to back up some stuff to make it work, and I mean that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of juggling. And look, regardless, you could sit there, dissect, and really break balls, but dude, fuck it. I mean, what they have done, that's the thing. Look, if there are 50 markers for them to hit, God forbid they only hit 47 of them.
Right.
You know what I mean, dude? It's ridiculous.
I kind of compare this movie to say the Ocean's 11 movie, where they have a whole just a lot of characters that they have to fit into one story, and they're able to balance every character or characters or team of characters together, and it didn't feel like an Iron Man movie to me. It didn't feel like a Captain America movie to me. It felt like a team movie. There wasn't anybody who shined, in my opinion, stronger than anyone else.
I think one thing, and another thing that's
the Russos.
Another thing that's also amazing about this movie, if you sit back, with the exception of the Avengers movies, with the exception of that, all of these movies have pretty much stood on their own. Even the first Avengers movie can stand on its own without seeing the other parts. Now, Age of Ultron, it helps to have all the information. That movie, I went and saw that movie with people who only saw 2 or 3 of the Marvel movies, and they didn't enjoy Age of Ultron. And I told them, I said, I've seen them all, and I didn't enjoy the fucking movie, so I can know where you are in it. But it's amazing to sit there and say, man, this is a 19th movie that brings 18 other movies together, and it is the highest grossing fucking movie of all time. Opening. That's amazing, man. That's incredible.
And you think it could stand on its own without seeing the other films?
Infinity War?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
Can't stand on its own.
No way.
No
Okay,
fucking
I didn't know
way.
that if that's where you were going. Because I was trying to explain it to a friend of mine who was going to see it.
No, what I'm saying is this is probably the second movie out of all these movies. Of Age of Ultron and this movie are the only movies that definitely do not stand on their own.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, Infinity War, it just goes to show you, look, we're going to present you a movie that you really need to go see 18 other movies, and this motherfucker has the biggest opening of all time.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, it earned it. It is definitely the most fun I've had at a movie theater in terms of people reacting and applauding. I haven't experienced that kind of contagious joy at a theater since Back to the Future, man. It was incredible. And I will say you don't have to have seen Black Panther, or you don't have to have seen all the movies to get into what's going on. As a matter of fact, Captain America was sort of
They gave you a list of them. I think it's only 12 that you need to see. Really, it's 12 movies that you must see to kind of make sense of this one.
Cap didn't have a whole lot to do in this movie, but I think it's because in the next one he'll do a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, this is unquestionably, initially they had rolled out early on that this was going to be a 2-part Avengers movie, and then they changed their mind, but it's still a 2-part movie.
It's still going to be
a doubt
right.
there is.
I think it's going to be a 2-part movie, and I think the reason they have changed up some things is they didn't want to spoil too much shit, which they've kind of already fucked up. They already announced that there is going to be a Spider-Man 2. There is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Those things have been officially announced. They've already kind of softballed it, but it's definitely going to happen. Without question, there's going to be a Black Panther sequel.
Right.
Without question. So, I mean, look, it goes down to the whole fake death thing. I think it's still very much on the table. A lot of people die in this movie. Oh, dude, fuck off. Spider-Man's going to be dancing in a fucking flower pot, before you know it. But the thing with it is, though, is that I think that Avengers 4, there's going to be some people who really are going to die. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Undoubtedly. The
but
people that
even
we thought were going to die.
Even though I'm in the know with that, I knew there was another Spider-Man movie, and I know there's no way in hell they would leave that money on the table for Black Panther or Doctor Strange for that matter. I still was as a vehicle to get to Avengers 4. I was still like, what? Wait, they just killed Spider-Man. What the?
Yeah.
What are they like? I think I told you on the text message, like maybe this is the biggest Marvel misdirect that we've never seen happen. Like I thought for a second, oh wait, they're just they're gonna change Spider-Man to another character, put somebody else in, or they're gonna make Black Panther another character is gonna play Black Panther. I know that's not happening just in the real world, but holy shit, what if they turned around and said, look, we're ending this anyway, here is the true fan service to you guys, and we're really going to kill these people off. Even though I know it's a vehicle to get to 4, and that ultimately leads to whatever, Tony Stark possibly dying or Cap dying.
No.
well, I can tell you, I don't know about Tony Stark dying, but I can tell you this much, what I gathered from watching that movie. I can pretty much confidently say that Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Black Panther, and Star-Lord will be rolling in that franchise for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
They are definitely kind of like marked on as the next heirs of that whole franchise.
Yeah, it makes sense to that.
And I mean, dude, that's the beauty of it, is you get to see all that awesome shit. You get to see fucking Doctor Strange dress down Iron Man. You get to see that stuff. You get to see Bucky pick up Rocket Raccoon and do the whole pirouette machine gun
awesome.
thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the shit that you've been waiting for him to build toward.
I'm guessing that the one moment I've been waiting for since you said it happened in the comics was Rocket Raccoon condescending to Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. And we didn't get that. That's the only thing I was like,
not in this one,
bitch.
Well,
but
yeah,
in this one, he's the only one that survived the Guardians.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, we might get it.
I did see, speaking of surviving the Guardians, that James Gunn, somebody asked James Gunn on Twitter, what was Groot's last lines to Rocket, and he said that it was Dad. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking terrible.
It is.
In
a great way, but...
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Groot's another one. He'll be really dancing in the flower pot in the next couple of deals, But we'll have to see how it plays out. We have 2 more movies before we see Avengers.
Yes, and I'm excited about both of those movies.
We get
2.
2 more. Yeah, we're gonna have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is like right around the corner. It's in July, and from what they're saying is that this movie's actually going to take place before Infinity War. So they're saying
we know how it ends. At least the one post-credit sequence.
I think the post-credit sequence is going to. Yeah, I think that the post-credit sequence is going to bring this together. It's going to connect it to Infinity War. But here's the thing, though. I don't think that you're going to see either Ant-Man or the Wisp in that post-credit scene. I think it's going to probably be Michael Douglas, Michael Pena, some of the supporting characters.
Yeah,
because Feige says over and over again, he says, look, when it comes to most of these movies, we want them to stand alone. We want people to enjoy them as individual pieces. So I think that if you kill off Ant-Man or the Wasp in a post-credit scene, and you watch that movie, you go to the Avengers, and you're like, well, they died. Well, when the fuck did that happen? Well, you're not a true fan.
Here's what I will say.
Bullshit. So
I'm pretty sure that the reason... Isn't Captain Marvel coming out pretty close to Avengers 4?
No, it comes out before
March. Comes out in March.
Yeah, it comes out in March.
So comes out in March, and when does Infinity Wars 2 Endgame?
May.
So a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm thinking that we are going to be very speculative right after Captain Marvel. We're going to see how... Because there's no doubt she's going to play an integral part in righting the wrongs of Thanos.
That is going to be a big thing. And I'm telling you, this thing with dwarfs in space, with forges and all that shit, it is very calculated. Extremely calculated.
That's in the comic, right?
Because, well, yeah, I mean, dude, and it's big. And I think the reason they're building that on purpose is because I'm throwing it out there. I think that when they announced that they're going to get all the Fox properties, I'm thinking the next big Billy badass that's going to be coming up the block is going to be Galactus. And I think that's what they're going to do.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Man, I mean...
You think Beta Ray Bill's going to make an appearance?
Fuck, dude. Man, there's no telling. They could do all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
There's so many options they have.
Well,
I mean...
I know that Hemsworth has gone from bitching about Marvel to being like, I really want to make another Thor movie. Like, he's very, very excited. And it could be a misdirect. They could kill him. I was thinking they were going to.
I think they still are. I feel like, with the exception of Downey Jr., that the original cast is out. I mean, they're the people who survive, minus like Rocket, but the people who survive are really the original cast. They're original Avengers, and as far as the theatrics go.
So it's going to be a trade-off.
You know, you get rid of those guys, you bring all the dead guys back, and that's the new stuff. Maybe
except
with
Vision
Tony,
and Scarlet Witch. I mean, is anyone really crowing for that movie?
No.
And Paul Bettany was great. Like, he's a great Vision.
Fine, sure.
Yeah, to be honest with you, truthfully, I think the Vision character's kind of outlived his usefulness, personally. Yep. I really don't think there's a whole lot of need to really bring that character back. He's done what he needed to do. You know, it's really a shame, you know, and I think that's another thing that suffers from this movie as well. But this is just this is the extreme nerd nitpick. It's really a goddamn shame they don't have control of everything, because they could have really angled out everything. I mean, dude, Scarlet Witch is and Quicksilver are the fucking daughter and son of Magneto. Right. I mean, you know, it's really a shame that they kind of missed out on that kind of shit.
I remember the Hulk story was supposed to be a trilogy, and Thor 2 was part 2 of that, correct?
Well, the thing with it is they wanted to do stuff with the Hulk, but they said that Universal is being really ball-busty about
even now
loaning the Hulk. Yeah.
About even...
Yeah. And the thing with it is they said that now what they intend on doing to give Ruffalo the love, they're going to basically plug the Hulk into other people's stories.
Yeah.
So he got a lot of love in Avengers 1. He got a lot of love in Avengers 2. He got a lot of love in Thor Jokey Joke. He got a ton of love there.
Joke Narok.
Yeah, Joke Narok. So, yeah, I don't think that you're going to see a Hulk solo adventure.
I knew we weren't going to see that, and that was the reason that when I read that article, that was the reason for it. Like, they knew we couldn't get Hulk movies, so what they were going to do is they were going to play out this trilogy story with the Hulk in other movies.
Yeah,
right. One being, so we're at Ragnarok. Where do you think the third?
Well, I think the third is these two Avenger movies.
Okay. I think so.
There's definitely a story arc with him being able to rely on the Hulk.
Okay, all right, yeah, true.
And that's the whole thing, which I thought was kind of a little goofy. The whole thing of Thanos basically slaps the Hulk back inside of Banner, and basically the Hulk is afraid of Thanos.
I actually thought
but I understand.
When Loki's like, "We have a Hulk," and I'm like, fuck yeah, we have a Hulk. And Hulk starts beating the shit out of him, like, oh, this is not going to last long, is it? And then Thanos just whips him like that. I was like, that's actually really fucking cool.
Well, it's a great way to establish what a badass he is, you know?
But I would have liked to see the Hulk come out in the third act.
The most...
Me too.
I'll tell you what character I like, and I consider him
to bust out of the Hulkbuster? That would have been amazing.
Yes.
The Boba Fett character of this movie... You know, that kind of like, you know, character that is kind of stands out on his own, but like gets this legendary status in this movie to me, is Thanos' herald, the guy who looks like the Trade Federation motherfucker from Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy who's the herald that basically he calls Doctor Strange's magic tricks for children, and he just goes out and tells you how wonderful it's now been since you've been conquered. Right. And Thanos is going to show you mercy by killing you. And while he is giving this whole heartfelt, grandiose speech, people are being speared in the fucking stomach and killed.
Right.
Dude, that was fucking brutal. I was like, that motherfucker's awesome.
He is.
And that's another CGI that looked like shit. The female herald looked like dog shit. It looked like something off a video game. That did. That looked like Steppenwolf from fucking Justice League sister.
And sort of unnecessary.
Right, because that actress, she's from The Leftovers. I can't remember.
In Fargo, which is where
Is
I
she?
saw her. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they did anything.
Yeah, and that's where
She
that
could've-
artwork came from. The leftover shit sitting in somebody's fucking computer bank. Yeah, it looked fucking bad. Ugh.
It was weird. It was. But everyone else I thought looked great. Including what was the guy's name? The one that you just gave.
I don't know
wonderful
any of their
description
names. Rip off Star Wars guy. He was awesome.
He was.
The other dude on Nemesis Enforcer, which is like the big old squealing fucking guy from the G.I. Joe animated cartoon, which is probably a little bit ahead of y'all's time. You know, that was.
He reminded me of the
he's
Resident
big
Evil
brute.
guy.
Yeah, you had
Big hammer.
like the skinny dude that had the spear that they beat the shit out of, and then you had the other big
Right.
brute guy. He's like
Yeah.
he's like the squealing fucking Kryptonian dude that's with General Zod and Superman too.
Right.
He just
Okay.
squeals like a pig and fucking breaks shit.
I got you. Yeah. So obviously one thing we're kind of breezing over was Spider-Man's death. Were we all affected by that?
Actually, I was. Even though I knew
I got choked up.
that it couldn't be real, but then I didn't know how this. I got to be honest, and I still kind of don't really know where the story is going. I just don't. This is one of the first times when the movie ended, and you see the little Captain Marvel beeper going off. I had no idea. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't know what's next.
Oh, I know what's coming. What's going to happen is that they're going to figure out some kind of way to where Doctor Strange saw the wrong shit. Everybody's going to come back and fight one more day. But, some people ultimately
Or he saw the
will.
right shit.
He saw
Some
the
people
right shit.
ultimately will die.
Now it has been announced. I've read, and it could be a fake story, but that they have gone with Endgame. That's what they're calling the next Avengers.
I read that too, but I think that's not
Fake?
official. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think that's.
Well, that line
Also-
is actually said in the movie. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're in
yeah.
the Endgame now.
But
you
I
know?
also don't know why that would be hidden. Why couldn't they just go Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, instead of saying, "Oh, we're going to hold on to this title as to not spoil
to
anything."
make it seem like the deaths are more final than we knew they were.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's why.
exactly. That's exactly it. But
It was a head.
I mean,
fake.
dude, look, the whole thing with Spider-Man. Here's my problem. Okay, the Spider-Man, Tom Holland's a good little kid. He's got a good look. He's a funny little charming dude. Everything's awesome, all that shit. He plays the Spider-Man character well. He gives this heartfelt, the whole Doctor Who, I'm not ready to go thing and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it's been announced over a year that Spider-Man 2 is going to be the movie that's going to follow up Avengers.
right, the
that.
post-Avengers.
And that's
world.
it.
15
Oh, well, it
minutes.
could be Miles Morales, yeah, but it's likely not, and that's bullshit. It isn't going to happen.
Well, let me ask
They're
you
going to
this.
bring this kid back to play it again.
In the business sense of it, how do you market a Spider-Man movie a month out
Yeah,
Good point.
without spoiling the movie?
Well,
Exactly.
I think the thing with it is I don't know. Hey, look, how did they market Han Solo? We didn't get a fucking trailer till a month and a half ago. Dude, people are
Was
gonna
it a month and a half ago?
Yeah,
Is that
fuck
the
yeah.
first
movie-
one?
But
fuck yeah, we got that movie. We got a bullshit trailer during the Super Bowl. And that was what, February.
Okay.
So February, March, April. So yeah, maybe a couple of months that trailer's been out.
4 months.
Well, what I'm
just
guessing
saying-
is that you'll hear the monologue of whoever the big bad is, and you'll just see Spider-Man in his outfit. They
We
won't.
can't though. We can never. That's the whole point. That's my point. How do you show Spider-Man in a movie that Spider-Man is supposed to be
Who's
dead
in the outfit?
That's too confusing to the regular Joe. I
Yeah.
know it's not confusing to us, but that is way too confusing.
Look for the sake of the story. I think when I approached all the people that they killed off in this movie, some of it I found it intriguing. Some of it I wasn't really surprised. I'm like, dude, there's no way fucking Iron Man's gonna fucking die.
You
and
know what they
crumble
might
off.
do? You know what they might do is Robert Downey Jr. may give the order to release the movie early.
Oh, what movie?
But it's got to come
Avengers?
after Captain Marvel is the thing,
So April. So it comes out in April
right?
instead of May. Here's another question.
Robert
Well,
Downey Jr. didn't do shit. Fucking Marvel.
That's what I'm saying.
Marvel did the shit and said, "Hey,
Right,
Rob,
yeah.
why don't you announce this for us?"
Exactly. But I feel like they'll do that again.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, Mr. Stark.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's interesting to see
Unless-
where it all goes. We
unless
sound like all like fucking curmudgeons now because we've been down this fucking journey since the first movie came out. But this I want to know before we close this out. Well, first of all, is there anything else we have to say about Infinity War?
Go see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Go see it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Scott?
Yeah.
Scott's pondering.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what I want to know is that, dude, you have a movie that has all of these characters. And, dude, look, seriously, I want to know. I am always amazed trying to figure out your ginger brain.
Okay.
And it's a fucking confusing place. I remember in specific shows you said that you were more prone to like movies that dealt with solo characters than group movies.
Yep.
Why did you not like Civil War, but you love this?
For Civil War, I'll give you two reasons. Civil War, I didn't like the premise of two faces facing off against each other. Two good guys battling each other.
But
with
you like
no
Batman
real
versus
nemesis.
Superman.
I knew that wasn't I knew they weren't the bad guy in that movie. Captain America was a very gray movie. Even the villain in that movie was very gray. He wasn't the bad guy. Like, you know why that guy was trying to be evil, but really it's because his family got killed in whatever that place was that they destroyed in Avengers 2.
Right.
It was just very gray, and it was very formulaic, that Civil War movie.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I think that is probably the second strongest movie to this one.
Yeah, because I don't find two good guys fighting each other formula at all.
Captain America versus Iron Man. I don't know. That was.
I guess you found the set pieces formulaic, and my theory was.
Oh my god,
that
we did this.
In fact, I think we should have skipped Ultron entirely and just went to fucking Civil War because, in my opinion, fucking Civil War should have been Avengers.
The problem with that is we couldn't because the bad, quote unquote, bad guy in that movie is directly affected by Avengers 2.
Well, not only that, and the whole reason for the Sokovia Accords,
right,
is because
Avengers 2.
of Sokovia, right? And the most Robert Downey Jr. line ever. We were too busy kicking ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's I
just wish
don't know.
they had made a better movie.
I just don't understand. It just loses me. Why you dislike Civil War and like this? Because this movie is a lot more busier with a lot more shit going on than Civil War. I think Civil War is a strong fucking movie. Very strong.
Higher stakes.
I watched
right?
it again. Maybe that's the other thing. Higher stakes, and even though there's a fake, it's all fake deaths, whatever. I think the stakes were way higher on this, and also, and I said this before, and I'll say it again. Just like Avengers 1. Captain America, Thor, all those movies were they were leading to Avengers 1. So, while you don't like Chris, why you don't like Thor, I actually like that movie because I know where it's going. I forgive some of the shitty outer space stuff because I know we're leading to I always knew we were leading to Avengers. And with this movie, I know where we're going. Civil War, we weren't going anywhere. It was Civil War. And the stakes weren't high. Maybe if somebody would have really died or fake died or whatever in that movie, I probably would have been like, God, that was actually
yeah. I mean, if you think about it, with all these movies that we've been through, I mean, there's only one character who has died, only one that has truly died, and that was Quicksilver. Yeah, he's the only one. I don't know, man. I mean, it's like everything else. I mean, where would I place Avengers: Infinity War in the whole grand Marvel saga? I think somewhere on the upper side of the middle.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I think that's it. I don't think it's as strong as Winter Soldier or Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or even Black Panther. I think Black Panther was and I saw one reviewer read that. He's like, Black Panther was such a good movie. I felt following up with this was a letdown.
Yeah.
Because Black Panther gave you so much. It was so different, and I think that's one thing about those movies that makes those movies great, and gives some credit to what you say. Some people like seeing all these characters together, but some of these movies, man, the drill down shit that goes on with these movies, especially movies like Black Panther and Doctor Strange, they're strong, man. They're fucking good.
Where the hell were the rhinos? I was expecting
They
them
were
to
sleeping,
show up.
man. They were sleeping. They were tired. The rhinoceri were tired.
Okay, from the last battle.
They were tired.
You only have one a year, apparently.
Yep, that was it. They were sleepy. They had a hard fight. If it was my guess, probably the PETA wing of Wakanda, because Wakanda is encapsulated and, it probably has its own social justice warrior network that is within its boundaries and confines.
Okay.
It felt that the rhinoceri were mistreated and they are not allowed to fight anymore. That's what I'm going with.
Let me say this
That's
real
what I
fast. Exiting out the story.
Hopefully Thanos vaporized those motherfuckers too.
I would have liked a little more tech from the Wakanda side. A little more cool.
Telling ya.
Like, check out what we
Tech.
got.
They got a fucking shield.
I get it. They have
Yeah,
a fucking
they had a shield was
like,
badass.
Dude, they
But
had
we-
Star Wars shit. The fucking Gungans. They had Gungan shields.
I'm just
They
saying,
did.
like, inside the heart of Wakanda, like, there's literally fucking magic that happens. And I'm like, bring that shit out and fucking do some shit.
I just figured it out. I hate Black Panther because Black Panther based their whole technology on the fucking Gungans. Fuck those motherfuckers. Fuck them.
Nah.
Their accents kind of sound the same too. If that's not racist to say.
Yeah.
Go see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm fucking around. No, Black Panther's an excellent movie. I mean, dude, and that's what it's on, man. Like I said, I'd say higher range of the middle for Infinity War. But
Yeah, I mean it's predicated on you seeing a number of other films, so it's hard to kind of evaluate it a la carte. I mean, I suppose you could sort of kind of follow what's going on. They do set up enough exposition, but you don't really give a shit about any of the other characters because all of their backstories have been built up in other films. So in that way, it's almost like binge watching a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Like a great finale. And I do want to say, because I've heard a lot of nerd boys bitching, go, no one's really ever dies in comics and just bullshit.
Are you talking about Chris?
No,
Oh, no,
actually, no. Chris gave it 4 stars.
honestly, I don't have the problem. Really, fake deaths don't really bother me. What I don't like is joking off the face of danger. That's what pisses me off. That's my bitch.
Yeah.
Don't joke off.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Point being that there were a lot of kids that, like, they have not seen Empire Strikes Back, and they are not familiar with this notion that there is a cliffhanger that will take a year to solve, and they were like crestfallen, dude. Like gasps in the theater.
Fuck Star Wars. Think of when Spock died in the Wrath of
Right.
Khan. Dude, I was a little kid, man. Look, when Mr. Spock died, I was devastated. Now,
Yeah,
I wasn't a
me
big
too.
Trek fan, but, dude, I knew that they were pop culture
Look,
icons.
yeah.
My
I cried.
dad, I'll never forget that, dude. I'm riding in the car, and I'm, like, all sad and shit, and my dad's like, you all right? I'm like, Spock died. Man, they're going to make another movie. He's going to pop up like a daisy. Said it just like that.
Well,
he knew.
It did
You know?
end. It did end with the shot of the coffin
Right.
on the Genesis planet,
But
which was sort of
I
a
was a
post-credit
little
sequence.
kid. I'm not smart. I'm an adult and I'm
that's
not
called,
smart. I
That's
wasn't
called
smart back
believe,
then.
like watching a movie and being affected by it. Good.
Yeah.
Kids, if you're sad that your favorite characters died, good.
Right.
That makes it a good movie that it affected
Yeah.
you. If you know all the secrets like us and it just
Right.
and we're going through the motions, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Enjoy some magic once in your life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck jokey joke making. All right, well, good enough. Hey, look,
Thank you
let's
for
close
sounding
this out.
off, Mr. Cameron.
Yeah, definitely. Oh god, that fucking douche. All right, well, look, appreciate you guys listening. Make sure to join the PPV Guys group, not the page, the group. And we've been getting some people jumping on and
it's
joining
awesome.
in and throwing some shit at us. So
We jokey
pretty cool
joke a
stuff.
lot on that.
Yeah, we do jokey joke and bust each other's balls really hard. So come and join that, the PPV Guys group. Also, you can check us out on iTunes. Please subscribe. You can check us out on YouTube. Give us the thumbs up. If you really like this show, look, man, write a review for us. Even leave us some stars. We'd appreciate it. Look, it doesn't cost anything. We don't make any money off this shit. We just want to get it out to other people. We have other shit that we want to make money on, but we'll cover that later. So, anyway, hey, look, we appreciate you guys listening. On behalf of these bastards, end scene.